according to the Republicans, Joe Biden has to be 110% responsible for the things that Hunter Biden does, and responsible for the things that they make up about Hunter Biden. Is Joe Brandon's impeachment over? Did they eat all the peaches, as Popog has suggested? Did they run out of peaches? Can they just not find any more peaches? I'm not entirely sure. Let's find out. This is Lev Parnas. He was arrested for, what was he arrested for? Don't think I remember. I don't really remember what he was arrested for, but he went to jail for election interference of some sort that he did because Donald Trump and Rudy Giuliani told him to, according to him. And he testified today, and here's what he had to say. Let's hear it.
From shortly after my arrest on October 9, 2019 to
That's
now,
not nearly loud enough.
I've been trying to share the irrefutable truth with you. The American people have been lied to by Donald Trump, Rudy Giuliani, and various cohorts of individuals in government and media positions. They created falsehoods to serve their own interests, knowing it would undermine the strength of our nation. From November 2018 to October 2019, I was a key participant and a witness to numerous efforts to prove that Joe and Hunter Biden were linked to corruption in Ukraine. Rudy Giuliani, on behalf of then President Donald Trump, tasked me with a mission to travel the globe, finding dirt on the Bidens so that an array of networks could spread misinformation about them, thus securing the 2020 election for Donald J. Trump.
So they paid this guy to go find dirt. They didn't care if it was real. They didn't care if it was correct. Go find something. And he did. Just make stuff up. I mean, he found dirt, but it wasn't just made up.
Ironically, when I was arrested, my original indictment linked me to an individual referred to as unindicted co-conspirator 1. We now know this individual to be Congressman Pete Sessions, who sits on this very committee today.
Oh, shit.
Today I ask you to consider the following. In nearly a year traveling the world and interviewing officials in different countries, I found precisely zero evidence of the Biden's corruption in Ukraine. No credible source has ever provided proof of criminal activity, not the FBI, CIA, nor the NSA. No respectable Ukrainian official has ever said that the Bidens did anything illegal, including former President Poroshenko and former Prosecutor General Yuri Lutsenko. Even when CEO Burisma, Mykola Zlochevsky, was offered a deal by Rudy Giuliani in exchange for information on the Bidens, he provided none, because there is none. The only
He provided none because there is none. Are they going to give up? No.
information ever pushed on the Bidens in Ukraine has come from one source, and one source only: Russia and Russian agents.
Russian agents are the ones that are pushing this shit.
The impeachment proceedings that bring us here now are predicated on false information spread by the Kremlin. Everyone involved knew they were sharing lies. From Trump and Giuliani's shadow diplomacy, through my missions to Ukraine and elsewhere, to members of a BLT team, a group convened for the sole purpose of investigating and damaging the Bidens.
And this is what I've been saying. No respectable Ukrainian politician exists, though? Well, this guy's not a Ukrainian politician. And he went there asking for bullshit, and they gave him some bullshit. He loved it. And then he brought it back because he was paid to go find some shit. If it's real shit, he'll find it. If it's bullshit, bring that back too. That's fine. They don't care. The accusation is all that matters. This is what I keep saying over and over and over and over again. It doesn't matter if it's true. It doesn't matter if it's real. It doesn't matter if it's correct. Accusation is what matters. And that is what they did. They paid this guy to go out, find some accusations, and bring them back. Doesn't matter if they're real. Doesn't matter if they're correct. Doesn't matter if they're bullshit. We want them. We need them. Is Biden getting impeached or what? No. According to that guy, there's no evidence, and there never has been. And anything that you've heard about how terrible Biden has done was invented by the Russians, according to the witness in Congress today. So, no, it's over. It's done with, and it ought to be over and done with, because there's no evidence, and the star witnesses keep turning up lying and saying, hey, no, we didn't say that, or coming up, their latest one is, a liar. Invented by the Russians. Your side is completely insane. The man just said it, Tony. Did you not hear him? Do I need to play his thing again? I can play his thing again. It's right here. He testified to Congress today.
From shortly after my arrest on October 9, 2019 to now, I have been trying to share the irrefutable truth with you. The American people have been lied to by Donald Trump, Rudy Giuliani, and various cohorts of individuals in government and media positions. They created falsehoods to serve their own interests, knowing it would undermine the strength of our nation. From November 2018 to October 2019, I was a key participant and a witness to numerous efforts to prove that Joe and Hunter Biden were linked to corruption in Ukraine. Rudy Giuliani, on behalf of then President Donald Trump, tasked me with a mission to travel the globe, finding dirt on the Bidens so that an array of networks could spread misinformation about them, thus securing the 2020 election for Donald J. Trump. Ironically, when I was arrested, my original indictment linked me to an individual referred to as unindicted co-conspirator 1. We now know this individual to be Congressman Pete Sessions, who sits on this very committee today.
Pete Sessions knew this shit was bullshit, and he looked into the camera. Tony, listen, Pete Sessions knew that they were lies, and he looked into the camera, he looked to you, and he told you those lies, because it made you feel better. I'm not gonna lie though, this guy talking like they're holding his wife hostage, not quite Republican State of the Union level, but still. Call for a mistrial, objection, on what grounds? It's devastating to my case. So this guy, he's claiming under oath, while he put his hand on the thing, said he would tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, said that Rudy Giuliani paid him to go find bullshit. And that's what he did. There is no evidence. And there never has been. And the people who are saying that there is are lying or Russians.
I ask you to consider the following. In nearly a year traveling the world and interviewing officials in different countries, I found precisely zero evidence of the Biden's corruption in Ukraine.
No evidence.
Credible source has ever provided proof of criminal activity, not the FBI, CIA, nor the NSA. No respectable Ukrainian official has ever said that the Bidens did anything illegal, including former President Poroshenko and former Prosecutor General Yuri Lutsenko. Even when CEO of Burisma, Mykola Zlochevsky, was offered a deal by Rudy Giuliani in exchange for information on the Bidens, he provided none.
None.
Because there is none.
There is none.
The only information ever pushed on the Bidens in Ukraine has come from one source, and one source only: Russia and Russian agents.
Russia and Russian agents. They made it up, Tony. Listen, they made it up because they knew what you wanted. They went to the places that you hang out online. They went to the places you get information. They went to the Fox News and they found out what you don't like, and then they gave it to you. They sold it to you so that they could do COINTELPRO, counterintelligence operations. And we know they do that. They do it all the time. They've been doing it for a very long time. We've been doing information wars with Russia for 60, 70 years. We know that about them. That's what they do. That's what we do to them. And the Republicans bought it because they wanted to, because they don't have a plan. You heard it here. It was just a weather balloon. All the evidence suggests that it was a weather balloon at the moment. All the evidence suggests that this isn't real. This isn't true. All the witnesses keep saying that it wasn't there, and they haven't seen any. Don't worry. There's more videos. Let's watch another one. Raskin demolishes the entire Republican impeachment push in just 2 minutes. 2 minutes. And impeachment has to go out the window.
With any luck, today marks the end of perhaps the most spectacular failure in the history of congressional investigations, the effort to find a high crime or misdemeanor committed by Joe Biden and then to impeach him for it. In prior hilarious episodes of this long-running madcap series, America got to see the following. 1, nearly 20 fact witnesses who could not identify a single act of wrongdoing by President Biden, much less a high crime and misdemeanor, and who overwhelmingly testified that Biden was not involved in any of his family's business adventures.
The Republican witnesses said this. He's not making this up. This is what the Republican chosen witnesses said under oath to these people, that he wasn't involved in the business and he didn't do anything wrong. That's what they... How can the trial continue?
2, 3 expert witnesses called by the majority itself who said nothing that they had seen in the tens of thousands of pages of documents adduced by the majority even remotely approached the level of a high crime and misdemeanor. Bank records would show exactly what all the witnesses told us, that Joe Biden was not involved in his family members' business.
Evidence. Oh, thank you, world famous Kirk Lazarus. I appreciate that. I try.
Repeated voyeuristic displays of pornographic images by the majority, completely irrelevant
Good old
to any
Maytag.
conceivable legislative or investigative purpose. A star witness, Gal Luft, who turned out to be a Chinese agent and an illegal arms trafficker on the run from American justice. And the key piece of evidence, which launched the entire zany goose chase, an FD 1023 form in which the FBI duly recorded a completely fictional tip about a $5 million bribe to Vice President Biden, peddled by Alex Smirnoff, who has been criminally indicted by a Trump-appointed U.S. attorney, Special Counsel David Weiss.
Republicans, your main witness is in jail because he's wanted for being a spy.
For felony counts of systematically lying to the FBI and constructing a false record about Joe Biden, and now sits in jail in California as a flight risk while the world studies his long-standing and extensive ties to Russian intelligence.
Again, the Russians.
Today, the good chairman and his ace MAGA detectives have finally jumped the shark. The comedy of errors comes crashing to an end as...
So yeah, all of the evidence is against the Republicans on this one. It really is. They've got no witnesses to crimes. They've got no paperwork, documents of crimes. They've got a handful of accusations from people who are also being investigated for the crimes that they committed. And Lev Parnas has just said he was paid to find bullshit and make stuff up. It's over. And it ought to be over. It doesn't matter if are they going to give up? No. They're going to keep trying to drag it out. And we've got one more super cool, really good video of this guy calling their entire bluff. This guy's had a little, who's that? That's Moskowitz. He's going to call their bluff a little bit, and we're going to watch him do so. Popog, you are right. Without the pornographic images that Maytag has to put up, how are we going to see Hunter Biden's big fat hog? I don't know. We're going to have to find some other way to do it. Let's start him on an OnlyFans page. Let's do it. I'm on board. This is going to be great. But Moskowitz, what do you got to say, boss?
The chairman has not yet moved for that. And so, look, Chairman, we got like 3.5 minutes here. I mean, let's just do the impeachment. I mean, why continue to waste millions of dollars of the taxpayers' money if we're going to impeach because you believe you've shown he's committed a high crime and misdemeanor? What are you waiting on? Let's just do it. I mean, by the way, we got Chairman Jordan here also, the double chairman. Why aren't you guys calling for the vote in your committee? When is it going to happen? When can we tell the American people you're going to stop wasting their money and just call for the vote on impeachment?
Gentlemen, Gentlemen, you?
Sure.
We don't do snap impeachments like you guys. We actually do the facts. We do oversight according to the Constitution.
You're never going to call for it. You're never going to call for it. I mean,
now you can predict. You can predict the future. How do you know?
You guys only have 6 more months probably in power, right, until the election. So are you going to do it in 2 months? You're going to do it in 3 months? Like, tell the American people.
Does the Constitution put a time limit on oversight? I don't think I didn't read that in the Constitution.
If you believe you can't call for the impeachment now, then what you're admitting is you haven't yet proven that he's committed a high crime and misdemeanor. You haven't proven it yet. Otherwise, you would call for it, I assume.
We're doing our work.
Okay, so they haven't proven it, right? They haven't proven he committed a high crime and misdemeanor. Otherwise, we would call for impeachment. So look, the chairman knows me well. I mean, I'm just here to help him, right? And so I just think we should do it today. Let's just call for it. I'll make the motion, Mr. Chairman. I want to help you out. You can second it, right? Like, make the motion to impeach President Biden. Go ahead. It's your turn. You second it. No, nothing. Okay, we got nothing. So I want to, with my last couple minutes, show the American people that they're never going to impeach Joe Biden. It's never going to happen because they don't have the evidence. Okay, this is a show. It's all fake. They just want to do these hearings. It's not leading to impeachment. They're lying to their base on Newsmax and Fox, leading these people to believe that they're going to eventually impeach the president. It's not going to happen at all, ever, period. They don't even have the votes, even if they had it in committee. They don't have the votes on the floor. They know that.
All right, and then that's what I've been saying. It's not real. It's not valuable. The accusation is all that matters, and that's all they've ever wanted to do, is accuse him of bad things so that they can complain about it on TV, and when they go to run against him, they can point at all those bad things that they made up. Joe Biden, according to the Republicans, Joe Biden has to be 110% responsible for the things that Hunter Biden does, and responsible for the things that they make up about Hunter Biden. But Donald Trump doesn't have to be responsible for anything. Everything that happened to he's an innocent, perfect little lamb who's never made a mistake in his life, and it's always just the man coming to get him. It's always the evil Dems coming to chase him down and steal everything that he's worked so hard to build up from his bootstraps. And that seems deranged to me. You can have different policy decisions. I'm all right with that. If you want like a tax structure on the Republican side, better than Republicans are no longer in the realm of reality. They don't talk about things that are important. You know, they seem to only care about banning books, banning porn, banning drag queens, banning abortions, banning birth control, banning trans medical assistants, banning free speech in public colleges. Florida's doing that. They can tell the public colleges what they can and can't say. And at the same time, they just protect religious zealots who do most of those things. I mean, I don't know if you've ever met a religious person, but they do a lot of that stuff that I just mentioned and that they want banned. They do it. Yes, I'm cherry picking there, the worst bits, and then I'm cherry picking the best bits of the Democrats. They tend to try to stop Putin from invading other countries. They want to secure the border without stealing children from their parents. They want to slow inflation, which Joe Biden kind of did. They want to avert recessions. They want to avert government shutdowns. Republicans are all about them government shutdowns, baby. The Dems want to force rich people to pay their fair share of taxes, and they want to raise the minimum wage, and they want to offer better affordable health care, and they want to expand and upgrade the infrastructure that we already have, and a whole bunch of things that actually benefit people. So for me, it's not a tough choice. I don't know why it would be for anybody else. Oh, hi. Thanks for watching all the way to the end of the video. The algorithm loves it when you watch it all the way to the end of the video. If you want to keep the algorithm happy, and I know you do, press the subscribe button, press the thumbs up button, leave a comment, tell me what you're thinking, tell me what you're feeling, and let's all keep that algorithm happy. Thanks. Have a good day.